everyone, my name is Natea Rose. Welcome back to another reading. I'm feeling called, instead of just diving straight in like I normally would, to ask you to take a really deep breath, like a really deep belly breath, and drop into your body in the here and now. Actually, we're going to do three. We're going to do them together. So please go ahead, if you feel comfortable, close your eyes. Go ahead and breathe in and out. We're going to do that one more time, but we're going to hold between the inhale and the exhale. So go ahead and breathe in. Hold. And out. One more time, just like that. Breathe in. Hold. And out. I've been feeling restless for a few hours now, wanting to get out here and film. And if you're finding this video, you're definitely a sensitive soul, and you've probably been picking up on the very restless, prickly, agitated energy that's going around right now. And this message, the more I focused on it, the more agitated I felt. Like this has not been gentle. And right as I pull my deck, this is the Forager's Daughter Tarot, by the way, for anybody who is interested. This was on the bottom of the deck, Queen of Pentacles. And we have King of Cups on the top, before I've even shuffled. I knew that this message was going to have to do with self-care. And with those two cards coming out, they didn't come out reversed, but what I'm hearing is you're not taking care of yourself, not with the emotional grace and maturity that you deserve. I'm hearing that you present the image of taking care of yourself. I'm hearing that you do the research, you do the work, you take the classes, the workshops, the guided meditations, the breath work. Like you're somebody who is very good at presenting, fronting. Like you're this very, I'm not trying to call you out. I say this with a lot of compassion. You front like you're very emotionally intelligent. And you front like you have a lot of emotional awareness. And I'm not saying that you don't, because I think you do. Like the collective that I'm reading for, you have a lot of emotional depth and maturity. But you brain it all. You think it all. You think your way through it. You think your way through the exercises. You think your way through feeling. You're very good at pretending. And I think, well, actually, I know that a lot of people admire you for this. I think this is a big part of where your ego lives, is up here. But it doesn't make it past the brain and into the body. So your body still feels unsafe, your body still feels threatened, but in your head you're like, why? Why am I still confused? Why don't I have clarity? Why am I still chasing? I'm doing all the right things. And you are. Like, I do want to validate that. You are doing all of the right things. You're doing great. But the reason that it's not hitting, you're not getting the relief, you're not getting the answers, is because you're not allowing it into your body. Your body still feels like it's in this state of threat, state of uncertainty and fear. And that's what is holding you back. Because unlocking the soma is what's really going to allow you to stop striving and struggling and just pushing so hard all from up here. Because flow, for the purposes of this message, rarely has anything to do with the mind. The flow that you are seeking and the flow that you are supposed to be in is all to do with your body and your heart. Oh, hello. Okay. Put your focus back on your breathing for me. I'm hearing that they want you, spirit, your guides, whatever, insert your preferred higher power, or if that's not your thing, totally good, but like insert that here. Your guides want you to be really in your body for this message, and I'm going to leave intentional pauses and places of silence during this video for you to hear what comes up. Because this isn't about me telling you what to do. This is kind of about me standing aside and just being a way shower. And I will walk alongside you and be in the hard, because it is hard, being in the hard with you. But you are your own highest authority, and you are the one that's going to have your answers. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is beautiful. All right, so first up we have 10 of Pentacles. That's lovely. Your body is searching for a sense of home and a sense of family. Like, if you're watching this video, there is a really, really big misalignment between your purpose and what you wholeheartedly crave on a soul level and what you're living. It may not even be, like, on the surface, it may look like it. Like, it may look like you've got it. Like, there is nothing wrong. You may even be a little bit confused hearing this because you're like, what do you mean? My life is, like, on the outside, everything looks, like, on paper, everything looks great. Okay, but then why are you feeling this way? Like, obviously everything isn't great. Or, option 2, things are just hard right now. And you absolutely feel this and you're like, yeah, I know. We can move on. So this 10 of Pentacles, this is like a happily ever after card. Like the roses and then the mama bear and her cub. This is you having in a very physical, tangible way what you actually love. And that's beautiful. And then we got these 2 cards. We've got the Star and the 4 of Cups. You need, hang on, let me rephrase that. Well, no, it's correct. You need a lot of healing out of the apathy and out of the disconnect that you're currently in. Because I am feeling this sort of, like just a bleh. Like you may be feeling sluggish, or there's just, you know that there's something off. Yep. So the cards clarifying that, we have the Tower. Big, you know that there's a change. You feel it internally. It doesn't reflect externally, and that's why you're confused, because you feel this internal sense of chaos and tumultuousness. Like, you know something big is happening, but then you look around you and you're like, what's going on? And then we have the Four of Pentacles. So much of what is holding you back right now is your lack mindset, like your scarcity mindset. And then we have the Five of Cups. And normally Five of Cups, when I see it, it's like the figure in the card is crying over like the cracked and spilled cups that have like lost all their liquid, and they aren't looking at the two. But here, like, you have this lobster that is crawling towards the two cups that are like overflowing. So you do see your goal. You see in here, like in your mind, or in your, like, intuitively, you see what your heart wants. But there's this massive feeling of, how do I get there? Because you see the life that you're meant to live. You see that state of flow. And you know, like, I think you are the kind of person who knows that things come in their own time and in their own way. But because you also are so strong mentally, and you have that tendency to try to think your way through everything, I think it drives you insane when you can't do anything. Like, there is nothing to solve in current present time. And if you do have something to solve, there's again those two energies. One person, like, on the surface, maybe not a lot is wrong, you don't really see anything concrete to change, you just, it's a waiting game, and for you it's learning the lesson of sitting in that discomfort. And then for the other person, there are obvious things that can change, that are in your power to change. And I see that feeling of like apathy or disconnect, or like, it's almost like lethargy getting in your way, because you just, like, it's almost like you can't bring yourself to care. You don't have the energy to care right now, but you do know what needs to be done. Maybe get your vitamins checked. Maybe get a physical. Like, I'm not a medical practitioner of any sort, but if you have been feeling sluggish and fatigued for a very long period of time, maybe go see somebody about that. But like, for all parties concerned, I do see this internal fire that like cannot and will not go out. Like, you have a lot of will, you have a lot of drive. Like, you're a very fiery person, and that's not going to go anywhere. And I think so much about the month of August is learning to be comfortable in discomfort, which sucks. Like, we can just face that for what it is. It's uncomfortable for a reason. And I'm hearing that it's so that you will, in the long run, take things less seriously, which is doing you a favor. Because that is part of going from striving to being in flow, is not decanting yourself into every experience, into every problem, to fix and control. Because the feeling of control is like a high, it's addictive. But like any addiction, it's gonna take more than it gives. So you're being cautioned about that. This is so all over the place. I know. Thank you for bearing with me. Page of Pentacles. Oh, that's lovely. So next step is you're being asked to get into a childlike state. Because kids do nothing but flow. Like, I'm seeing that kids are kind of your greatest teacher at this time. Your inner child is your greatest teacher at this time. Listen to their directness, listen to their playfulness, listen to like your inner 6-year-old's logic. I'm seeing that being really good for you right now. Because you can either like look at this very complicated energy that's going on right now and you can try to puzzle it out like a mathematician, or you can listen to your inner 6-year-old that's like, huh, that's weird, let's go have a popsicle. Because it's learning to develop that innate trust again. And letting go of the guilt. I think I'm going to have to make a whole other separate reading about guilt, because that's also a very big energy right now. Okay, we'll close this off with 3 more. Guys, I could talk for so long about everything that's coming through right now. It's insane. How do you feel during those silences? Are you super uncomfortable and like fidgety? Do you want to leave the video? So good if you do. Your prerogative. But like, what do you notice? What do you hear? Because a lot of times in those moments when we're like, need to leave, need to move, need to do something, that's when we need to get quiet the most. But I'd be very curious to hear how this is resonating with you guys. Please feel free to leave a comment. All right. Yep. Knight of Pentacles. Slow down. You have to sit with this. There's really no other way around it. To like move through this energy, you have to sit with it. I'm seeing it's like a rock in a stream where it's like the water is breaking over you. And I'm seeing it like smooth away the rock's jagged edges. It's actually rather beautiful. Like, this is making you smoother, wiser, like time worn, but in a good way. Softening your hard edges. And then there are a couple of cards in this deck, if you don't know, that are specific to this deck alone. So this is one of those. Ingenuity. This is one of those moments where whatever comes up for you when you see this card is important. Like, listen to your inner knowing about this. Because I could prattle on and on about all of the things, but this reading is really about enabling and encouraging you to listen to yourself, to listen to your own intuition. If you feel called, meditating after this would be really beneficial for a lot of you. And journaling. For those of you who do want answers, though, look at if you like astrology, look at your North Node and your South Node in your astrological chart. Because I think a lot of people are coming up against right now, like people who feel called to this video, are butting up against the friction between their South Node and the North Node. South Node is your like past life or early life tendencies, kind of what you're stuck in, what feels the most comfortable. And then your North Node is what you are actually meant to step into in this life, like your life purpose. Anything else there? Nope. Cool. All right. And then Yeah, this energy has been all over the place. If you've been feeling the urge to hermit, please listen to that. Like, send a text to your people, just be like, hey, I'm gonna be like slow to respond for a bit, or just be like, I'm gonna be unavailable for a little bit. If you have the availability, maybe even take a couple of days off work. Like, whenever this is hitting you. This is a timeless reading, by the way. Oof. Because, yeah, Five of Swords. You got a lot going on right now. A lot of confusing energy. So give yourself the time and the space that you need for that to internally settle. I don't really see that you necessarily need to do anything except give this time and space, and it will pass. Because you are meant, like, if you've been thinking, like, it shouldn't have to be this hard, like, I shouldn't have to struggle this much, I should be able to flow, you're right. That is absolutely, you're right. And you are going to get there. You can absolutely get there. But you also have to start embodying that energy now. And that includes flowing with rough and muddy waters. Yeah, that's it. All right. It was an absolute honor to be with you in this energy. I hope that you are being very kind to yourself, and go drink some water, go for a walk. Yeah, just be very slow and gentle with yourself. I know I said I'm not going to tell you what to do. I lied, apparently. But all of my love to you guys, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.